I'm Jeff Curry. I'm a clinical assistant professor at WSU, teaching in the DTC program within the English department. When I was a kid, I was always really into drawing and building stuff. I was really into Legos. I was really into drawing whatever the monster on Scooby-Doo was every day. And I was really into drawing like airplanes and stuff like that. So I was always kind of into art and design and making things. And then I got really into skateboarding and punk rock music, and those were kind of big things because there was a lot of really distinctive visual imagery there. There was a lot of art and design and board graphics and band posters and t-shirts and logos and all of that stuff got me really interested in that. When I went to college, I started off as a mechanical engineer, and then I took a bunch of math classes, and that sort of filtered me out. And I fell into a program called Scientific and Technical Communication, and that was in 94, 95, 96 era, and the internet was really suddenly starting to be a thing, and a lot of the people were doing technical writing, but I was more interested in web design and building HTML things. And I quit school. That's one thing I like to tell students is, if you're not digging it, you should take off for a while and come back, because sometimes you're just not ready to be in university at the time. I wasn't. So I went out and I worked for an internet company in Detroit, starting in '97. Ended up doing sites for Plymouth, and we worked for Cadillac and a lot of auto company related stuff. And after that, I got a job working in Arizona. We moved out there for my wife to go to grad school, and we handled a lot of stuff for National Park Service. It was all Grand Canyon because it was in northern Arizona, so it was all doing design and building pages for tourism related things and Teva sandals and stuff like that. And we went back to Michigan. I ended up finishing my undergrad and worked my way into a job in the IT department, where I sort of made things usable. I worked with a bunch of really smart CS people who built tools that managed email quotas and ticketing systems and all sorts of other monitoring things for IT services, but they had no sense of design or usability or any of that. And I was kind of the one who talked to the programmers but made things understandable or usable by normal people. And then moved here and ended up getting a job doing graphic design in the archives and special collections in MASC, manuscripts, archives, and special collections in the WSU libraries. So I did a lot of exhibit design, poster stuff, bookmarks, flyers, branding things, sort of identity things for the library, and a lot of exhibits that were based on materials from the archive. So I got to play with really crazy old photos and build things around those. And I did that for 6 years, and then ended up quitting that job and going to grad school in fine arts, where I did a lot of sculpture and digital media stuff. I was doing things with sensors and motors and programming. Then I ended up starting teaching in the DTC program. I had taught in fine arts when I was a grad student. I taught a class doing Photoshop and Illustrator and things like that, but then started teaching DTC 336 and 201 and 477, and those are basically the classes that I've been teaching for the past couple of years. I think the thing I liked about WSU is I like working in a university. There's just something interesting about people who are really geeked out about certain things, and there's not that sort of day-to-day jobness of it. It's not like it's not a job, but it's just a different feeling than working in the industry. I really like working with students. I have a lot of students who are really smart, who get things, and I have that moment when they realize, like, this is what I want to do for my life. That's really kind of interesting to me. That's my favorite part of it, is seeing students get excited about something and want to do something, and spending their time working on it or getting better at stuff. I don't know. I like WSU. It's been really good to me. It's been a place where there's a lot of people who are kind of smart and interesting. It's funny to see web design because it seems like every 5 years or so everything changes really dramatically, and then everything looks really the same for a little bit, and then somehow that happens again. I feel like I'm kind of out of the game in some ways because I'm not 22 years old and I'm not staying up till 2 in the morning drinking Red Bull. A lot of it is just, I think, young people reinventing the wheel or trying to figure out a way to make something cool, and maybe then find something to do with it after the fact, but they want to build a cool thing. It's like I've lived long enough now that I'm seeing people return to stuff that I knew when I was younger, and I'm kind of interested to see how that is incorporated into design in the future.